trouble means there is some problem, and you need to those. Yeah, so you need to fire those trouble. Yeah, so you need to fire the problem. So how you can fire the problem? Yes, you need to follow some steps. Okay, so these are the approaches. We can say the systematic approach. We need to follow some systematic approach. See, please keep it in your mind. The network problem can be a simple or it can be a very complex problem, and it can result from the combination of, maybe it can be a hardware problem, it can be a software problem, or it can be a connectivity issues. So being a technician, being a network engineer, being a network administrator or network admin, you must able to analyze the problem. You must able to analyze a problem and determine the cause of the error, cause of the problem, and then you can resolve the network issue. If you don't know the cause of the error, then you will not able to find out the solution. So this process is called troubleshooting. This whole process is called troubleshooting. Analyze the problem, determine the cause of the problem or cause of the error, then give some solution. This process, these 3 points are called a troubleshooting. First, what you did it, you just let me take the notepad. So what you did it, first you analyze the problem. Then second thing, okay, after analyzing, you came to know that this is the cause of the problem. Maybe there is a problem with the network layer, physical layer, data link layer, or now I will go more specific. Maybe the problem with the subnetting, problem with the Ethernet cable, or maybe the problem with the your network interface card. So first you need to know, because just we are talking about the network because of that one, because the network related troubleshooting issues we are talking about. That is why we are talking about the networking concepts, networking issues. Okay, so the cause of the problem, then solution. So all these steps are called, troubleshooting. Okay, so these are the steps, mean analyze cause of the problem and you provide a solution. It means it is called troubleshooting. If you know that troubleshooting or any sort of network problem should follow a systematic approach, definitely you need to follow the systematic approach in order to troubleshoot, in order to analyze the problem, in order to find out the cause of the problem, and then you need to find out the solution. So if you need to troubleshoot, you have to follow the systematic approach. So there is a troubleshooting methodology based on the scientific method, can broke into a six main steps. So the first step is identify the problem. In identification of the problem, the first step is in the troubleshooting process is to identify the problem. While tools can be used in this step, a conversation with the user is often a very helpful. So in order to identify the problem, suppose being if you are a technician, someone the user will call you and you will ask the series of questions. We will discuss later on, okay, how you can ask the question from the user. What is the issue? The problem with the browser, problem with the network, problem with this one, this is the first time you are getting the issue, or what is, because we will discuss those series of questions which the technician will ask from the user. It is called identify the problem. This is the very first step. You need to identify the problem. The second step is establish a theory for probable causes. After you have talked to the user and identify the problem, you can try and establish a theory of the probable causes. So what are the possibilities? What are the causes? What are the possibilities of these causes? This step often yield more than a few probable causes to the problem. This is step number 2, because you discuss with the user. This is the and you identify the problem. Then you can go for the theoretical. Okay, what are the possibilities? Okay, it can be like this. It can be like this. So we will discuss step by step in the coming slides, and we will do today. We will do a practical how you can troubleshoot a wireless LAN issues or the network issue, but specifically we will go for the wireless LAN, because this chapter focus on the wireless LAN, and we will focus only on the wireless LAN, because now most of the people, they are using a wireless, because the wired, they don't prefer to use it. Now we have the 5G, there is no issue with the speed, and the speed is now it become a secondary thing. Now the wireless is the most preferable option for the user to connect with the internet rather than with the cable. But my theory is a little bit different. I will not discuss now, because I prefer always the cable connection rather than the wireless. I have a different theory. We will discuss some other time. Okay. The third step is test the theory to determine the causes. Based on your estimation, based on your probable causes, test your theory to determine which one is the cause of the problem. A technician will often apply a quick procedure to test and see if it is solve the problem. If a quick procedure does not correct the problem, you might need to research the problem further to establish the exact cause. This is step number 3 to troubleshooting approach. Step number 4, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. After you have determined the exact cause of the problem, now the problem has been identified, it has been determined in the previous steps. Now establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Once it will done, then you can move to the step number 4, verify full system functionality and implement the preventive measure. After you have corrected the problem, you have verified the fully functionality of your network, and if applicable, implement preventive measure as well. So it means, so next time the same problem should not be raised, should not be caused. So you need to implement the preventive measure. Okay, so it means the next time the same problem should not be caused. Okay, so the same problem should not be raised again. Okay, it should not be repeat again. So you need preventive measures. Step number 3 in troubleshooting approaches, document finding action and outcome. This is very important. And today we will discuss about document finding action and outcome. In the final step of troubleshooting process, document your finding. So you need to write down what was the problem, what action you have taken, and what was the issue, and how you, what is the solution, as I shown you before. See here, if you will. So here, this is same like your mean documentation. You can see, suppose this is a issue with the router, sorry, the device name, suppose router, laptop, switch, whatsoever device. You need to mention here, this was the device, this was the issue, and this was the solution. So this is called documentation. Okay, this is called documentation. So in documentation, so as I told you, so in the final step of troubleshooting process, document your finding, actions, and outcome. This is very important for the future reference. In the maybe after some time, the same problem will come, then you can refer back to your documentation. So this is the way you can troubleshoot. This is a troubleshooting approaches. To assess the problem, determine how many devices on the network are experiencing the same problem. If there is a problem with only one device on the network, if this is only one device, then start the troubleshooting process at that device. If you think no, there is a problem with all devices on the network, start troubleshooting process at the device where all other devices are connected. It can be a router, it can be a switch, or it can be a server, or whatsoever. So vigilantly, intelligently, efficiently, smartly, you need to act to troubleshoot your issue. Okay. Now, wireless client not connected. If there is a connectivity, check the following. Now we are going to discuss some specific issues with the wireless. Okay, the first is, if there is no connectivity, check the following. First step. Okay, if there is wireless client not connecting, the issue is because you are a technician. So the user call you and he's saying wireless client mean my laptop is not connecting. What is the issue? So there is no connectivity. Then we need to check this one. First, confirm the network configuration on the PC using IP config. First, you need to check, are you are getting the IP or not in your PC, in your laptop? Are you are getting the IP or not? How you can check? Just write IP config. Okay. Then if then confirm that the device can connect to the wired network, ping a known IP address, maybe to default gateway, ping to other PC, ping to the other device. If it is connected with the internet, ping to the to a Google, to any server. You can ping and check the connectivity if needed. And if there is a problem, if this is not the issue, then there is maybe, if needed, reload the driver as appropriate for the client, or try a different wireless NIC if it is a wireless problem. If the wireless NIC of the client is working, check the security mode and encryption setting on the client. As I told you, maybe there is a problem with the internet connectivity. The problem may be with the security mode, encryption mode setting, or maybe there is a problem with the password, username. Now, the second issue, if the PC is operational, but the wireless connection is performing poorly. See, if the PC is operational, but the wireless connection is performing poorly, check the following. What are the steps? Is the PC out of the plan coverage area? Because signal strength, check the signal strength. Okay, how many signal you are getting? If it is out of the coverage area, very less signal, power signal you are getting, it means definitely it will be slow. Check the channel setting on the wireless client. For wireless router, as we discussed before, two access point are connected together. Those access point should not have the same channel. So one access point you can use channel 1, another access point you can use channel 6, because you want to avoid the interference, signal interference. We discussed in our last I think last week. Check the channel setting on the wireless client. Check the interference with the 2.4 gigahertz band. Still, I remember we were facing the issues in our home. We were using a microwave, and the microwave having always the interference with 2.4 gigahertz ISM band. So these are the things you need to check if there is a wireless connection problem, or if there is a very poor wireless issue. So you need to check. Today, one student, she sent me the message, I have very poor internet connection. So now, next time, don't send me this message. You need to troubleshoot the problem. Okay. Now you are a network technician. Now you are the network engineer now. Okay. So think like an engineer. Think smart. Okay. Wireless client. Oh, okay. I don't need to discuss in detail all the things. So because we need to move forward to the actual practical. Wireless client not connecting. Sometimes there is a problem with the wireless client. They are not connecting. Then what you need to do, ensure that all devices are actually in a place, and consider a physical security issue. Is there power to all the devices, and are they are powered on? Finally, inspect link between the cable device, looking for the bad connectors or damage, missing cable. Sometimes, I also experience the same. There is a problem with the RJ45 connector. I was thinking why there is so much poor connection, because the connector, the RJ45 connector, with my NIC, with my cable, with my computer, it was not properly, we can say that the cabled properly, we can say the punch properly, and there is some problem in the punching. So this can be also a cause of the network poor network issues, or we can say it can be also a cause of network disconnectivity. Okay, because if you don't have the proper cabling scheme, there is a cabling scheme, so we need to follow the same cabling scheme. If you are going to make a cable for straight through cable, you need to follow the coloring scheme. If it is a straight through cable, you need that coloring scheme. So you need to know which device you are going to connect. So where the straight through cable, which devices are used to connect with the straight through cable. If you will use a crossover cable between the end device to your switch, definitely there will be no connectivity. So you are the network engineer, you are the one to decide and to know which cable is used for which type of device. As we know, can you tell me now, just so which cable is used to connect from switch to switch? Yes, which cable type? Straight through cable or crossover cable? Yes, tell me. Hello, 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 tell me please. Yes,
Yes,
Malik.
sir, we listen.
Yes, tell me now, which cable is used to use between two switches? Which cable you will use? Tell me.
Cover.
Link or what?
Sorry, which one? Crossover cable or straight through cable?
Cross, not crossover, Mustad. The second one.
Which one? Second one. Straight through?
Yes.
Straight through. No, it is a crossover cable. Crossover cable. Between the same devices, always use a crossover cable. Please just keep it in your mind. If it is the same type of device, because if it is a switch to switch, always use a crossover cable, okay? If it is between end device, like mean your PC to your switch or laptop to your switch, must use a straight through cable, okay? So this is a combination. So you are the network engineer. So now you are the future of Oman. So you should know what you need to do and what type of things to be followed, okay? So each cable type, you need a different coloring scheme, okay? So now here my point is not to discuss the coloring scheme of each type of cable. I'm just telling you, so there can be a issue. If you are using a wrong cable, then definitely there will be a issue. Okay, forget about this one. If the physical plant in a place, verify the wide LAN by pinging the device, include the access point. Okay, now we can quickly go to the troubleshooting when the network is slow. Okay, to optimize and increase the bandwidth, 802.11 dual band router and the access point, either upgrade your wireless client. So if it is 11B, 11G, even 802.11 and devices can slow entire wireless LAN for the best performance. All wireless devices should support the same highest acceptable standard. Split the traffic. Easiest way to improve the wireless performance is to split the wireless traffic between 802.11 and 2.4 gigahertz band and 5 gigahertz band. So therefore 802.11 or better can use the two band as two separate wireless network to help to manage the traffic. So there is a several reasons for using a split the traffic approaches. 2.4 gigahertz band may be suitable for the basic internet traffic that is most not time sensitive, but the bandwidth may still be shared with the other nearby wireless LAN. 5 gigahertz band is much less crowded than the 2.4 gigahertz band, ideally for streaming multimedia, and 5 gigahertz band has more channel. Therefore, the channel chosen is like the interference free. So in 5 gigahertz, you have more number of channel, but in 2.4, you have 3 channel only. Okay, troubleshooting a network slow. Now, updating firmware, all these things, these are the point. So most wireless router and access point offer upgradable firmware that should be periodically verified. So always upgrade the firmware of your access point and your wireless LAN controller. On the wireless LAN, there will be a most likely to be ability to upgrade the firmware on all access point that the wireless LAN controls. Okay, and now we will go for this packet tracer troubleshooting wireless LAN issue. So in this activity, we will use the troubleshooting wireless LAN connectivity issue and troubleshoot the wireless LAN connectivity issue in the enterprise network. Let's jump.
Please like and subscribe to HaiderTech.